guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another one. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Kgomotso, and I hope you enjoyed here. And if you do enjoy it here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and join this amazing family. And if you are a returning subscriber and part of the notification gang squad, how you guys doing? Thank you so much for always sticking around, coming back and watching my content. I really appreciate it, guys. Today's video is a sit down, let's chat kind of video about natural hair, more especially about my hair. I have recently noticed that my hair has grown significantly. I don't know if it's in the lens, I don't know if it's gonna show in the lens, but basically my hair, when I did a wash and go, so basically in its natural state, in its shrunken state, it used to look like this. And now it looks like this, meaning I have managed to retain length, and yes, it means my hair has grown. So this video is not to give you tips on how to grow your hair, because I really believe that that is very much genetic. I don't believe in using oils, using products to stimulate growth, because I don't do that. So I don't share on things that I cannot back up. You know what I'm saying? So if you are interested in that kind of content, maybe this is not the video, but if you're interested in how to help retain length, meaning your hair is gonna grow, but usually your hair doesn't look like it's growing long because it usually breaks and things like that. So if you want to know how to kind of assist it when it's growing in order to keep its length without losing it, this is the video. So I'm going to be sharing my tips on how I retained my length in the past 6 months, because my hair has significantly, like, the length, guys, it's the length for me, it's the length for me. I'm going to be sharing a couple of useful tips that I have adopted and used in my hair journey quite recently, where I have adjusted a couple of things in my hair routine, just because, like, hair should not be problematic. Natural hair should not be a chore. I keep saying that. Natural hair should be a part of your lifestyle, a part of your life, like how you take a bath. That's how you should feel about washing your hair. It should not feel like an exercise, an extracurricular, you know, it shouldn't. Like, I'm trying to debunk all of that, because it takes away the joy from actually embracing your natural hair and actually growing your hair. But without wasting any more time, let's get right into this video. Number one that I have adopted is to have a simple and consistent routine. Whatever that means to you, stick to it. So mine is, I have stopped washing my hair every week. Instead, I wash it every second week. It's important to find a routine that is simple, that does not take a lot of energy for you, or doesn't make you feel a certain way, so that you can be consistent with it. Because like every part of your body, you know, with skincare we need to be consistent. Also with hair you need to be consistent. So if you can only wash your hair every second week, wash your hair every second week. If you can only wash your hair for 30 minutes, make sure that you're doing all the steps that you can for 30 minutes. So I have managed to reduce my wash day from basically 4 hours to like 2 hours every time I wash it, because I have found new ways to cut the time. Like, I no longer deep condition for long periods of time. I literally deep condition for like 5 to 10 minutes and I'm done, and that cuts the wash day by a lot of time. And also, I don't really style my hair a lot, so like I leave it in its shrunken state now, so the wash day is also significantly reduced. But anyway, the point is to find a routine that is consistent and that is simple for you to actually follow. The second tip is to moisturize your hair frequently. So it's very important to moisturize your hair, because dry hair breaks, dry hair snaps, dry hair causes tangles that can lead to breakage. It's important for you to frequently moisturize your hair, whatever that means to you in your routine. I don't believe in the 3-day moisturizing thing. It doesn't work for me. I just listen to my hair. My hair tells me when it needs to be moisturized. Sometimes it's 3 days, sometimes it's a week, depending on my wash day and depending on my activities and stuff like that. So, but the important thing is to always moisturize your hair. It's significantly important during your wash day to try and add a lot of moisture to your hair. So please deep condition your hair, and then use a leave-in conditioner and butter to actually seal in the moisture in your hair for a longer period of time. Because if you don't use a butter or an oil to seal in, then all that moisture that you add to your hair evaporates and your hair is just dry, because your hair has follicles and they do this when you don't seal them. Like if you don't put like Vaseline on your skin, you know what happens, right? You become very dry. So it's the same concept with your hair. Try and add moisture the day that you actually wash your hair, but also in between your wash days. Like I said, listen to your hair. If your hair is feeling dry, moisturize it with water, use a leave-in conditioner, you know, and then use a butter. Like don't complicate this thing, guys. Just listen to your hair. The third and biggest thing for me is to minimize manipulation. So that means like minimize combing your hair, minimize like plaiting it and unplaiting it. Those things that require manipulation of your hair, try and minimize them. So the only time I actually use a comb now is when I'm just fluffing out my hair. Like I don't really use a comb at all. Even during my wash days, I have switched from detangling with a comb to using my fingers, and I think that also helps. But if you use a comb, also try and be gentle with it. Like there's no right or wrong formula with this whole thing, but try and reduce manipulation. So this whole twisting your hair at night and then untwisting it in the morning is not a concept I believe in. It's not a concept that I follow. So I just sleep with my hair. Like literally after I'm done with this, I will remove this hair tie and just put on my bonnet and sleep. Like I don't complicate this thing. Like it's okay to wear your hair in its shrunken state. Hair is beautiful even when it's shrunken, even when it's short. It doesn't have to be long for it to be classified as beautiful. So try and embrace your hair in all its stages and all its states. So try and reduce manipulation. Do protective hairstyles if you have to, so that you can stop playing around with your hair. Like lo girl, about a week, like give your hair a break. That's all I'm saying. That leads me to my fourth tip, which is protective hairstyles. So I have adopted protective hairstyles into my hair journey. I think last year I was a no protective hairstyle kind of natural hair person. It was basically because I wanted to actually learn my hair. Like I wanted to experience my hair without having like breaks. I wanted to know its state in winter, I wanted to know its state in summer and stuff like that. But I did like a couple of protective hairstyles throughout the year. So I did like, I think I braided it twice last year. And here's the thing with protective hairstyles, like I've already mentioned, it gives your hair a break. And it's only a protective hairstyle if it's gonna protect your hair. So it shouldn't pull your hair. You should be able to access your scalp when you have a protective hairstyle, and it should be low maintenance, because that is the point. You want a break from your hair. You want to give your hair a break also. So basically you can do things like wash and go. Like what I'm doing is a protective hairstyle because I'm not playing around with my hair. I'm not gonna comb my hair. Like literally I wash my hair, it's shrunken, it's in its natural state, and that's how I will rock it until the next time I wash my hair. I'm not gonna comb it, I'm not gonna do all those things like stretch it out and whatever. No, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So you can do like wear your hair in shrinkage, you can do mini twists, thick twists, you can do braids, cornrows, you can wear wigs. Just make sure that your hair is protected and you can actually access your scalp and actually wash it in between those protective hairstyles. But just give your hair a break basically, and make sure that your protective hairstyle is not doing more harm than good. Make sure it leaves your edges alone, please guys. Like we want our edges, leave your edges. Fifth tip has to do with wash day. So basically it's important for you to deep condition your hair whenever you're washing your hair. Deep conditioners could mean different things for different people. So with me, I classify them into two groups. So basically it's a moisturizing treatment or a protein treatment. Your hair actually gives you cues on which one to use, when and how, in the sense that when my hair is dry and breaking and looks dull, like looks the color is just off, I know maybe it's time for a protein treatment. Also, I time my protein treatments, so I know that every second month I'm doing a protein treatment, just because like I don't want to have to figure it out all the time. Some people work with routines, so if you are that person, follow that. But if you are a person who also believes in listening to your hair will tell you. On an everyday basis, I would recommend using like a deep conditioner. It's important because this is a treatment that adds hydration to your hair, adds moisture to your hair, strengthens your hair. Like it reinforces your hair so that your hair does not break basically. So it's a critical step in your wash day, and I suggest that you always deep condition your hair when you are doing your wash. Tip number 7 is for those of you guys who like playing around with your hair. If you're one of those people, please do not work on dry hair. So always like dampen your hair using like a spritz, or just put your hands in running water and then like fluff your hair with it before you play around with it. And this helps with not breaking your hair. Remember, the aim of this video is to help you to try and minimize breakage and, you know, all those things. So it's important to work on damp hair. It's easier to manage, so like it's less manipulation when your hair is damp, like you're not pulling at it. Imagine working on dry hair, and I'm sure you guys know it's very painful. So always try and work on damp hair, whether you spritz it with a mixture concoction of yours, or you use a hair mist, or use water. Basically always work on damp hair. Tip number 8, also very important as your hair especially gets longer. It's important to detangle your hair with products that have slip. I have mentioned my favorite product currently, which is the African Pride I forgot its name, but you know, I'll insert a clip of it. But work with products that have slip when you're detangling your hair. You do not want to be continuously pulling at your hair. And also slip allows your hair to actually be easier to split into like smaller sections where you can actually be able to detangle. So it's important for you to work with a product that has slip, whether it's a conditioner, a deep conditioner, or leave-in conditioner, or a pre-poo. It's important to always make sure it has enough slip for you to easily detangle your hair. You don't want to be fighting with it. If you're fighting with your hair, you're going to be breaking your hair. That's defeating the purpose. Like, we want to keep our hair at the length that it's at. Tip number 9 is, I'm sure you've heard it a lot of times, sleep with a satin or silk scarf, pillowcase, whatever. Just make sure you do not sleep on cotton, and make sure that you do not wrap your hair. Kalugusha, guys. Satin scarves are even available at Mr. Price. They're 60 Rand, guys. I have a couple from Mr. Price, and you can even get them from Instagram pages that sell like satin and silk products, whether it's a bonnet, whether it's a scarf, whether it's a pillowcase. Just make sure you are sleeping on that, because that helps your hair with reducing the amount of knots. You're sleeping on cotton, like it sucks the moisture out of your hair, and that results in a lot of knots, a lot of tangles, and that could lead to breakage when you are managing your hair. So try and utilize those products, because it helps to retain the moisture in your hair, which makes your hair stronger and easier to manage. The last tip that has worked for me is to trim your hair regularly. So this one is a bit of a, you know, weird advice to give, especially because you can't tell people how often they should trim their hair. So it's important, if you are rocking your hair, embracing your natural hair, growing your natural hair, to pay attention to your hair. The same way when you have a pimple, you get worried, you should be able to tell that your hair needs a trim. If your hair has a lot of knots, if your hair has a lot of tangles, maybe it's time for a trim. Also, if your ends are like thinning out, like, you know, when you're holding out your hair is usually thick, and then it starts getting thin. So the parts that are really thin along your hair shaft need to be cut off, because then you want to reduce split ends. Here's the thing, guys, if you don't cut your hair, you will have split ends, and split ends travel up your hair shaft. So you'll have a split end, maybe you'll have a split end here, and then if you leave it, it'll travel and travel and travel and travel, and those split ends cause knots, and knots cause tangles, and tangles cause breakage. So it's important to actually trim your hair regularly to avoid all of those factors, so that you can actually retain your length. You know what I'm saying? That leads us to the end of this video. Like I said, guys, I do not promote products that grow your hair, because I think everyone's hair grows. It's just a matter of how long it takes your hair to grow, and also when it grows, are you able to retain its length? So I'm not a channel that actually will tell you use this, your hair will grow, because everyone's hair is different. Like I said, it's controlled by genetics. Your genetics play a role in a lot of ways, and especially in how your hair actually grows and when it grows. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope you took something away from this video. Yeah, I hope it was helpful. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, and useful. And yeah, if you want to continue the conversation, don't forget to like leave a comment, and we'll chat and catch up in the comment section and have a discussion. Like, this is an open channel. We are open to communication. I believe that we learn from each other. There's no way that one person knows everything. Don't forget to like chit chat in the comment section. And if you did like this video, I hope you gave it a massive thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that red subscribe button down below and join the family. I hope you guys are keeping safe and you're keeping sane. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.